All right, friends, it's T-Man, and I'm back, and I'm gonna do a reaction video to Prophet Fear, the gym lifting slave. Yeah, this one is a really interesting one. He's stretching. He's stretching. His quad is being stretched. All right. He says, sorry, this is just funny, man. Prophet Fear says Smith machine Bulgarian split squats are optimal. Yeah, okay, let's see if they're optimal. What exactly are they optimal for? What the question is this? What is the Smith machine for? It's not for putting that seat is not for putting your leg up that way and going up and down on your leg there. I don't know, but I guess this is an interesting movement. Okay. How many sets and how many reps are you doing here to get muscle damage? And are you unadapted? Are you untrained? A unique feature of untrained muscles are they get stiff and sore the next day due to what? Muscle damage. But are you untrained? Profit fear? Is this an unaccustomed bout of exercise? Are you unfamiliar with this exercise? Is your body unfamiliar? Your quad there, is it unfamiliar with this exercise? And this isn't a repeated bout now, is it? After it was an unaccustomed exercise at some point? Have you become accustomed to doing these exercises? Your muscles now, have they adapted? Are they accustomed now to doing it? So then you don't get any more damage in the quads and the muscle fibers. There's no more damage right now. They're protected. So no matter how much you stretch them. So here's the thing. I don't know what you got in the beginning. If you did enough, it's supposed to be vigorous. The exercise there has to be multiple sets. It has to be extremely vigorous to get that damage. That's number one. So it isn't just one set of just going a couple of times like this back and forth on the machine here, the Smith machine. Okay, this is quite interesting. I've never seen anybody do this. I mean, I've seen certain people do certain things, but not exactly putting their leg up on that. Then again, maybe I have. I just don't remember. Okay, interesting. Are you suffering? Have you? So, are you getting the symptoms now? I assume you're trying to damage the muscle fibers, right? Right. And so I assume that you're getting all the symptoms with the DOMS. You're getting all the symptoms of muscle damage, muscle weakness, and all that kind of stuff, and whatever else. The clinical signs. Here are the clinical signs of DOMS. Let's see. Are you getting any of these? DOMS Part 1. So this is associated with muscle damage, DOMS Part 1. As you can see, there's a muscle damage, whatever. So are you getting the clinical signs right here? The clinical signs include reduced force capacity, increased painful restriction of movement, stiffness, swelling, and dysfunction of adjacent joints. So anybody that's getting DOMS, you're going to have a dysfunction of your adjacent joints the next day, and it's going to last a couple days. There's going to be swelling. You're going to be dysfunctional. There's going to be stiffness, restriction of movement. Yep. Increased painful restriction of movement. Reduced force capacities. You're going to be very weak. So are you getting that? Are you getting that? And this is what comes along with it too. So the ultrastructural, this is if you're getting that. The primary mechanism is currently considered to be ultrastructural damage to muscle cells. Are you getting these damaged muscle cells due to what? Unfamiliar sporting activities or eccentric exercise. Well, unfamiliar eccentric exercise, yeah. That's what they're trying to tell you. It could be just eccentric or unfamiliar eccentric, which is what causes the damage. So is this exercise, are you unfamiliar with it? Are you unfamiliar with it? Or are you familiar now with it? What happens when you become familiar with an exercise? Well, let's find out. Let's find out, Prophet Fear.
According to PubMed, the repeated bout effect refers to the adaptation whereby a single bout of eccentric exercise protects against muscle damage from subsequent eccentric bouts.
Yeah. So it's not going to happen anymore with a subsequent bout of exercise. It's not happening anymore. So I don't understand exactly what you're doing there. You can read it in this. It's an adaptation, like it said there. It's right here. Repeated bout effect protects muscles from damage. So the repeated bout effect refers to the adaptation whereby a single bout of eccentric exercise protects muscle damage from subsequent bouts. Yeah, dude. It's an adaptation, like it says in here. So what exactly are you doing there? Have you done this exercise before? Why are you doing it again? It's not going to get damaged again. You don't understand how to damage it with it. You don't know how to damage the quad again. And it's not going to damage doing this same exercise again. At least not for you. For me it will, but not for you because you don't understand it. The question is this: did you really need the weight on your shoulder to keep doing that? Not really. How do runners get damage in their fibers in their legs? How do they get damaged? By running, especially running downhill, flat and fast, vigorous running, sprinting, flat and fast, or running downhill. Because they'll adapt to running flat and fast. So they need more adaptations to become the world's fastest man in these bouts of injuries. So what do you need to do? You need to keep hitting more declines that you can get to the point where it's so on a decline, like 90 degrees practically. You're running down a little like 90-degree hill. Vigorously, you're running down it constantly, multiple runs. And until you max out all these adaptations, and then there's no more adaptations. You understand me? Yeah, that's what really happens. And that's going to make you super fast. But again, what he's doing, he's just, again, you can stretch your legs. You can literally hold your hand behind your foot there, standing up, and just keep stretching it, pulling your leg up in the air. You don't need to be on a Smith machine doing this, stretching muscles. People stretch muscles before they do exercises. They're on the floor mat doing stretches. I see all kinds of people. They get big doing that. They get massive doing that too. Like, what exactly are you doing here? You know that? What are you doing, man? You don't know what you're doing, dude. This is funny. I'm sorry, but this is funny, man. This is hilarious. He's finished here, right? There we go. I don't get it. I don't get it, man. I'll see you in the next one. Tell us what you think about that. Like, subscribe, support the channel. Why is he wearing a mask? COVID's over, dude. See you in the next one.